Hi everybody. So, normally don't do this. And I mean this, I mean raw review here. But I thought since the well, not go home, but the Raw after Mania, with the smarky crowds who think they're so good because they know everything about the wrestling business and they're not wrong, never wrong, nope. They know everything. Until they have to go back in mommy and daddy's basement and hide down there with their love for flips, and you get flips. So, speaking of which, it's funny how this episode started off. Baby girl, I'm in ruins. Better get that. It's my yard now. In the crowd, you can imagine the night after. Excuse me one moment. The night after ended The Undertaker's career, retiring the dead man. This crowd let Roman Reigns hear it. He just nodded his head, smiling, looked awkward as hell. But he said, "This is my yard now," and just walked off. The greatest heel ever. Okay. I don't even think Ric Flair even got this heat. And I see him as like really the greatest heel ever next to, Vince and, Piper and, some of those Triple H, some of those other guys that actually really did get a lot of heel heat. Baby girl. Roman freaking Reigns. If you would have told me by this time last year that, I'd be like Roman Reigns' #1 fanboy, call you crazy. But you know what? With all these indie talent vanilla midgets, Roman Reigns looks like freaking the greatest wrestler of all time compared to them. He's like the last hope, per se. So then we go on to the Raw Tag Team titles between Ball Jobbers and the Hardy Boys. And they haven't done any of the delete, or they haven't shown any broken yet thus far. So they haven't killed it yet. It looks like for now they're just gonna keep them as just a regular Hardy Boys, just risk takers, baby faces that the crowd loves. So we'll see. I mean, it's better than immediately killing the final deletion right up away. You know what I mean? The whole Vince clearly not knowing what the hell it is. Idiot. So, Hardy Boys beat the Ball Jobbers. Very nice. Then you had some cruiserweight crap that I didn't care about, and none of did I care about. The crew didn't even care about because they were too busy playing with the beach ball. Yep, just like last year. And I'm not joking either. So, never wins. Yeah. So then Vince comes out. Yeah. And it's kind of funny because, the internet logic is, oh, Vince loves Roman. He loves Roman so much. But when Vince comes out, he gets a cheer like he's like some god among men. And then they come and realize, oh shit, this is a guy that's approving Roman, the guy that we hate because he's not Finn Balor or Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens. Oh no, we get to boo him with the chant Roman sucks. And they do so. And of course, Vince, the great politician he is, no, not his wife that happens to be in the cabinet, but no, I mean him himself, basically changes the subject and says, "Oh yeah, I'd like to thank you for the ultimate thrill ride here. But time to shake things up a bit." It says that next week on Monday Night Raw, both SmackDown, not SmackDown Live, it's just called the SmackDown, so even Vince doesn't call it SmackDown Live, SmackDown and Raw will indeed be having another draft. Time to shake things up a bit. And yeah, so don't be surprised if you see your boy AJ Styles on Raw. He's still kind of my boy too, but he's not as much as my boy as you guys think he is with you guys comparison. So, excuse me. See how stupid how smarky the show was? That like I'm getting sick of it. Like getting sick. My throat. So, okay, one more time, I promise. There we go. So, of course, there's no general manager. So Vince has to go find one. So he says, the general manager for Raw is a Hall of Famer. And out comes Teddy Long. And I kind of smile a little bit. You know, Teddy Long with the whole, I'm getting old. But, of course, Teddy Long playing the typical stupid, silly African American guy. Just like R-Truth was for like a year. Comes out saying, my bad. And then out comes Kurt Angle. And no surprise, Kurt Angle got a big pop. That you suck chin, and then he said he's glad to be back on Raw. It's damn true. So that was pretty much it for that. Freaking A. And then comes out the New Day wearing these like Road Warrior hawk and animal type shoulder pads with ice creams on them. And said they have an open challenge. So for the second straight night, the New Day basically bring out a new tag team to the Raw division. First it was the Hardys last night. Tonight, the Revival. Yeah. Dawson and Dash Dawson. Was it Dash Wilder? Dash Dawson? Whatever. Remember, I think at one point they were called, was it the Mechanics, I think, or something? But, yeah, I know they're obviously NXT. I believe they were two-time NXT Tag Team Champion. So, to be honest with you, I don't watch much NXT. I do hear that they're kind of like a 1980s old school style wrestling. They're not really any flips. So thank God. That's more of the DIY. But, you know, they look like they're considerably ass kickers. I'll give them a pass for now. So then move on to backstage, and apparently Kurt Angle is making a #1 contender tag team match between Enzo and Cass versus Cesaro and Sheamus. Yeah, because we haven't seen this 8 billion times. It's Dash and Dawson. Thank you. So then we go on to the women's tag team match here at Bayley. Yay. Sasha Banks. Dana Brooke. Yeah, Dana Brooke's a face, just in case you forgot. Versus Charlotte, Nia Jackson. What's this? Emma? Emma actually had a match? And she actually returned and didn't, troll us and say, oh, I gotta go to transformation. Bye, guys. So Emma came out. And, low-key, I've been a Emma fan for the last several years, ever since, believe it or not, in NXT. And I always found the whole bubble dancing thing obviously very silly, to say the least. But this gimmick of hers is much better than what the crap, stupid gimmick they ever gave her with, Emelina. And then, the bubbly dancing gimmick. So, cool. I like it. I dig it. She doesn't eat the pin or taps out, so in some way you can't protect her, even on the loss. The faces win. Bayley, Sasha, Dana Brooke, woo. And then Nia Jax just, goes ham. Emma runs away because she's actually smart. And Charlotte just stands there while Nia beats the living shit out of her. This Nia face. Does this make Charlotte a face? What the hell? Okay. I don't know what to say other than that. Then you have the cab driver, Sami Zayn. God. He's going to have a match with Jinder Mahal. And I can see Vince having a field day with the whole, being like, yeah, they seem like two guys that are, Muslim. Friends with Trump, the bad hero. Sorry, I had to go there. So, Brock Lesnar comes out. The guy who actually looks like a wrestler. I'll get to that in a second. Comes out, and by the way, I said this on Twitter. Link down in the description box as usual. At TheChrisPhoenix. Same as the username, duh. To those who cheer for Brock Lesnar, and the same ones like Bruce Blitz, for example, boo Roman Reigns, are pretty much hypocrites. Especially with the argument of, well, Roman Reigns doesn't have much of a moveset. He just has the Superman punch and the spear. He has several other moves other than that, but how many moves does your boy Brock Lesnar have? You know, the guy who got banned from UFC for failing a drug test? 2, apparently? Yeah, he has 2 moves. I believe it's suplex and an F5. I rest my case. So Brock Lesnar comes out, and I'm not hating on Brock Lesnar, because I see people saying, oh, you're just hating on Brock. I'm not hating on Brock. I'd rather prefer Brock than the guy that fans were chanting for here, Finn Balor. Yes. Because you want to see an Irish vanilla midget Calvin Klein underwear model who should get slaughtered to the wolves by Brock Lesnar. I'll get to Finn Balor later on. I'm telling you, all this like smarky crowd's making me sick. So basically, long story short, Heyman just mentions that how his beast conquered Goldberg, blah blah blah, and out comes Braun. I'm thinking, okay, Braun and Brock. I wouldn't mind seeing that. That'd be kind of cool. 2 big guys beating the hell out of each other. I'm down for it. And then basically, Braun walks away. So in a span of like 4 weeks, this guy who's supposed to be this big monster walks away from Old Man Taker. He walks away from nearly 40-year-old Brock Lesnar. Can you say mid-card for life? So then, apparently, Chris Jericho got attacked backstage by Kevin Owens because Chris Jericho's like, yeah, I'm going to get my rematch at Payback. So now Seth Rollins doesn't have a partner. Ooh, I wonder who his partner is going to be to face Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens in the NXT graduation match. So then you had the number 1 contender match, Sheamus, Cesaro versus Enzo and Big Cass. What a surprise, Enzo and Cass lose. I'm done with Enzo and Cass. It's not even so much their characters, it's the fact that there's so many losses that you can take, really. So, Sheamus Cesaro win. They could put an interesting match with the Hardys, I suppose. I mean, Cesaro looks like a big penis. Sheamus is... he might have something going for him. So, I mean, people have always been, like, rough on Sheamus. I've always thought he was okay. Yeah, so... I've been on difficult as him as some other fans may have been, so... So then you had Jinder Mahal versus Sami Zayn in a match that no one with the straight face cares about. So moving on, Sami wins, of course. Yeah. Yeah, you want that cab driver to main event WrestleMania one day against Kevin Owens, right? It's like I also said on Twitter, you want freaking Taker to wrestle till he's 80? You want Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens to have 500 straight WrestleMania main event matches, and Reigns has to be a jobber. God, I hate to see how some of your universe modes are in 2K17. So we move on to the main event. Seth Rollins and his mystery partner versus big old Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens. So basically 2 fat dudes. One that actually looks like he could kick my ass, and Samoa Joe. The other one looks like he might fall on his ass if he tried kicking my ass, and Kevin Owens. And then along with Seth Rollins, who has some charisma, teaming up with a guy who, as Bret Hart would say, injured him because he's a bad worker. Finn frickin' Balor. Really? This underwear model. What do you guys see in him? And I know everyone's allowed to have their own opinion. That's perfectly fine. You know, I said it last night with the whole Reigns and Taker thing. You're allowed to have your own opinion. What do you see in this guy? I see, like, I hope you know that, hypothetically speaking, if this was the Attitude Era about 20 years ago, Finn Balor at best would be facing like Taka Michinoku for like the light heavyweight championship and would appear once every like month and a half on Raw. It's war. Guys, what happened to wrestling? Oh, by the way, Seth and Finn won, just in case you were wondering. What happened to wrestling? What happened to real men in wrestling? What happened to, no homo, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Triple H, Undertaker, to a certain degree, Big Show, Goldberg in his prime, Triple H in his prime. What happened to those guys? Those guys were stars. Those guys brought the ratings up. Those guys brought the fan base. Those guys broke attendance records. Those guys brought in the cha-ching. Which, by the way, back to the Roman thing. It might hurt your feelings when I say this, but Roman Reigns is the #1 merch seller. Don't hear that about your boys Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens or Finn Balor. And they have their own merchandise. Not like, oh, they don't have any merchandise, dude. You know what you're talking about. They do. I'm waiting. Because Roman Reigns looks like a star. This is what I'm talking about. You have someone that actually looks like a star, that has charisma, can put on good matches. Better than, Dean Ambrose. Yeah, pre-show, LOL. Guy that shows charisma, can wrestle in the ring, has the look. What do you guys want? Oh, he's do flips every 4 seconds and kill himself. Sorry. He doesn't have no charisma whatsoever. And the funny thing is, a lot of you guys that are fans of these smaller dudes that have like no personality, because at least Seth Rollins I know is a small guy, but at least Seth Rollins has some charisma. So for my eyes, he gets a pass. And the funny thing is, you say that how Roman Reigns is getting shoved down your throats. Hypocrites for 2 reasons. Number 1, what are they doing to Finn Balor? Finn Balor has yet to be beaten since being on the main roster. Now, granted, he was on the main roster, including tonight, a little over a month. Still, he's winning like every match and everyone I'm cleaning. But hey, if it's Roman Reigns, oh no, not Roman. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but throughout the time, particularly in the WWE, whenever they have a top guy, they shove it down your throat. Shawn Michaels, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Brock Lesnar, John Cena, to a lesser degree, Randy Orton, Batista, Triple H for God's wonderful years on Raw when the brand split just happened. That's how they do it. But yeah, it's okay if it's Finn. But, you know, heck, this is not even becoming more of a Raw review. This is more just like bashing Finn Balor. What happened, guys? And the thing is, too, what's kind of funny is that a lot of you that like this whole indie fed crap are the same guys that were like growing up loving the Attitude Era. You know, I was on Twitter a couple days ago during the NXT TakeOver event. People are just praising Cassius Ohno, aka Chris Hero, like, oh yeah, he could be a star. Chris Hero's a guy who'd be like a jobber in the hardcore division in like 2000. He's the guy that like Viscera would like, rest in peace, like bite his head off and like kill him in the ring. But you guys think that any guy from the indie is a star. Sure, there's some that have potential and whatnot. Seth Rollins, as I mentioned, is a prime example of that. Samoa Joe. Yeah, he's fat. but he can kick my ass. So I give him respect for that. But then there's you guys liking dudes that just don't bathe. Luke Harper and Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens. That should be a stable. I don't care if they're in 2 different brands. Help men without bathing. Freaking Dean Ambrose could lead that stable. Kevin Owens could be right next to him. Luke Harper would just be like, yeah, showerhead, what's that? It's too bad to see what this has become. It's just very sad. Anyways, that's it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below, subscribe if you have not. Find me at Twitter. Links down in the description box. Check out webpodsgames.com. That will also be in the description box. Hope you have all a good night. Enjoy your indie garage fed wrestling, y'all. Peace.